I can still hear the words, my father's voice, calm, final. The company goes to your brother. He has a family to provide for. You'll understand. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just stared at the old man who mistook bloodline for competence. At the brother who couldn't balance a checkbook, let alone run an empire I'd built from dust. $110 million. 15 years of my life. And with a single sentence, he handed it to a parasite. Growing up, my brother was always the golden child, the one with the charm, the smile, the ability to fail upwards. I was the one in the shadows, the one who worked, the one who bled for everything. I built that company brick by brick. I worked the nights, signed the deals, cut the losses. My father sat in the boardroom, pretending it was still his hand steering the wheel. My brother showed up once a quarter, bragging about ideas he stole from TED Talks. And yet, when the time came, it wasn't about loyalty, it wasn't about merit, it was about children, his legacy. As if my life's work meant less because I never brought someone into the world to use as leverage. Betrayal doesn't scream, it whispers. It was in the way my father stopped answering my calls at night, in the way the boardroom shifted toward my brother, even as he butchered numbers, in the way contracts began to pass through his desk instead of mine. By the time I heard the official decision, the betrayal was already complete. But I didn't rage, I didn't collapse, I planned. First, I studied my brother, his routines, his weaknesses. He had plenty. Women, gambling, a taste for shortcuts that rot men from the inside. Then, I studied my father. The empire was his pride, but he'd grown blind to the rot inside it. He only cared about headlines, legacy, the illusion of strength. He never noticed when I started pulling at the threads. Step 1. Exposure. I leaked my brother's gambling debts to a creditor I knew wouldn't stay quiet. The story spread, small at first, then louder. Investors started asking questions. Step 2. Erosion. I let a few key contracts slip through his hands, deals he was too careless to secure. Then I swooped in, anonymously, with shell companies that signed those clients for myself. Quietly, piece by piece, I stripped the empire of its crown jewels. Step 3. Betrayal of trust. I introduced a consultant to him, an actress on my payroll. She whispered ideas into his ear, convinced him they were his own. He paraded them to the board. Every one of them failed. His credibility bled out in public, while she fed me everything. Within a year, the empire my father handed him was a hollow carcass. The press called him reckless. Investors called him incompetent. My father called him a disappointment. I waited until the fire was at its peak before I revealed myself. The confrontation wasn't in a boardroom. It was at my father's house. The old man sat in his leather chair, my brother pacing like a caged animal, ranting about betrayal and enemies. I stepped through the door, calm, controlled. "It was you," my brother spat, face red, sweat dripping. "You ruined me." I didn't deny it. I didn't need to. I looked at my father. His hands trembled on the armrest. "You gave him my empire," I said. "You thought children would make him a man. You thought bloodline would make him worthy. Now you see what you created." My brother lunged, but I didn't flinch. He wasn't a threat anymore. He was noise. I leaned close enough for my father to hear every word. "I built it once, I can build it again. But you'll never be part of it. You chose your legacy, and now your legacy is ashes." I left them there, one broken by incompetence, the other broken by the truth. My brother's name is mud in every circle that matters. Creditors hound him. His so-called friends vanished. He has his children, yes, but they'll grow up watching him fail, watching him sink. My father? He lives with the knowledge that the empire he betrayed me for is gone. Not because of the market,
Not because of luck, because of me. People ask if I regret it, if I feel guilty for destroying my own blood. But here's the truth. Family is not sacred when it betrays you. Blood is not thicker than betrayal. I didn't burn down their empire. I just let them choke on the fire they lit when they underestimated me. And when I look at what I've rebuilt, leaner, sharper, untouchable, I feel nothing but clarity. They gave away my crown, so I built myself a throne of their bones.